Hey, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Shasti. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, animes, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. Today we're going to go over some of the, highlighted points of Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah. Let's get into it. I do have my notes. So, one early on in the interview, which I feel like was just kind of giving us a taste of how the royal family never really had Meghan's back. Kate Middleton had actually made Meghan cry during the week of her wedding, which, why are we surprised? Kate Middleton is the devil. She's evil. I could see her making a woman cry during the week of her wedding. When that story came out that it was actually Meghan that did it, when that wasn't the case, it was actually Kate. Meghan nor anyone else in the family tried to flip the narrative and prove that she was innocent, and I'm not surprised. Are you shocked that they would try to make the only person that seasons their food in the family as this mean evil person? We all know. I feel like Megan's treatment is kind of funny to me because I genuinely believe she didn't think she would get the reception that she would get from the royal family because of her proximity to whiteness. I do believe living in the States has made her kind of have this idea that her being half white is a good thing, and it's great and it's amazing for her, but she also has to remember that she's half black. And even though it does not show, that was the thing that happened on Twitter. The girlies were fighting on whether or not Meghan was black, was ambiguous, was white passing. Everyone's opinion is different. I personally view Meghan as a mixed race biracial woman. I don't view her as black because her black and my black are not the same. We don't look the same. I can't pass for Italian, like Miss Meghan could. But I do believe because she refers herself as biracial. But I think she is aware of how white passing she is comparatively to other mixed race people, especially when she straightens her hair. And I think she was banking on her half whiteness, kind of softening the blow. But you gotta understand that to white people, any bit of blackness is too much black. Cause I just can't believe someone of color would marry into the royal family and then not kind of, again, this is not me victim blaming, not at all. Because what happened to Meghan was absolutely fucked up, but she should have been more prepared. Because I, as a black woman, would never do that. I'm already weary of the idea of being in a relationship with a white person, because it's maybe you're not racist, but your family. What about those people? And I'm not gonna raise my kids in an environment where their family hates part of them. You know what I mean? They mentioned that in the beginning, the family was very welcoming towards Meghan until they did their tour of Australia and they saw the reception the public had to Meghan. She was very well loved and liked, which is very reminiscent of Princess Diana, how the family liked her at first until the whole public kind of liked her more than the rest of the family, and they were not fucking with that. And we know a lot of Meghan and Harry's story does show some similarities to what happened to Princess Diana. But yeah, this was those moments where they liked her at first, and so they realized the public liked her more than them, and they were not cool with it. They were not fucking with it. Harry does try to make a point that they weren't jealous, but it was jealousy. This mixed race girl comes out of nowhere and the whole public loves her. They were jealous. After the Australian tour, Meghan announced that she's pregnant. And this is when the family starts having discussions surrounding who we now know as baby Archie, where the family is deciding that one, he will not get a title, and B, he will not get any security, which breaks protocol. Archie is in line for the crown. He deserves a title as well as security. Because this just proves to you how absolutely evil this family is, that they're willing to let a baby, a child they are very much so related to, into this world with no forms of protection. Who was supposed to protect this baby? And you can tell Meghan, throughout this whole interview basically you can tell that there is so much more behind the scenes they're not even telling us, and I think they don't even have to tell us because it's bad already. They also dispelled the lies that this was actually Harry and Meghan's idea to let Archie live a quote unquote normal life, which they stated that like they don't actually have a real choice in that. There's protocols, like I said before, in these situations of how things are supposed to go. So regardless of what Meghan and Harry would have wanted, he was supposed to get a title. He was supposed to get security and things like that. Henry also states, but doesn't tell us who, that they had a conversation with what the baby would look like. Meghan alludes to the fact that the family was afraid that the baby would be too dark, which I that I feel like Black Twitter was stuck because the baby's only 25% black. How dark could he be? Now sometimes the 25% does sneak in, but it's like Meghan herself is very, very white passing, very pale. Ooh, y'all did a lot with that one. But I believe it. I can see like royal white people just being afraid of this 25%. They were terrified the 25% would kick it. Which reminds me of a lot of Black Twitter. They're like, we're gonna have a black baby, and I was just like, he gonna be 25% black. How some of y'all really failed ninth grade biology, and like, or like everyone just simply skipped like Punnett Square Day, because I'm just like, the likelihood that like Prince Archie was gonna be it wasn't looking too good for y'all. It's the same way y'all were shocked when like um Drake's son came out looking like a little cherub again. Well, the reason why, okay, we can get into the fact that like if baby Archie was a girl, y'all would have capped far harder for him to be considered black than you do now, because black girls are not supposed to look black, but black boys are supposed to look black. That's why y'all immediately, when you saw Archie denounced him, immediately denounced what's Drake's son name, the little nigga that he hid from the world they have for his son, whatever that kid's name is, Adonis. There you go. Sorry, I don't think about Drake's kid that much. Adonis, y'all were so quick to be like Adonis isn't black because he's a boy, but we both know Adonis and Archie were girls. Y'all would fight tooth and nail to make them black. Yeah, the whole conversation about whether or not Archie was going to come out looking too black. Again, I am not surprised. It is a monarch. White people don't want even a drop of black blood in their family. We've seen what white people have done in other countries, you know, the racial cleansing, getting rid of any forms of whether it's Native American or black in the population. Like, we know what happened, so I'm not really shocked and surprised that they were discussing whether or not this 25% black kid was going to be too dark. So Meghan and Harry had planned on moving to a Commonwealth so they could be out of the UK but still work with the family, because the UK like media was dogging the fuck out of Meg. It was actually disgusting and horribly gross. Some of the most horrible things I've ever seen written, which I find is so interesting that like everyone talks shit about American tabloids, like the UK tabloids are not just as bad, if not worse. So they planned to move. But then they took away Harry's security detail after he moved and claimed it was because of their changing status, which again, that was not a choice of theirs. The status being lost was not something either of them wanted. The family just decided, well, you married this black girl, you're doing what you want to do, we're going to take this shit back. Which again, I just can't understand you, even if, let's live in this world that Harry wanted to like give up his title. That is still your child. Why would you not want him to be safe and protected? That doesn't make, like, any normal parent, regardless of their kid's choice, would not want their kid to be walking around unprotected, because he's still Prince Harry, regardless of if he has a title or not. People still view him that way. People view him as an easy target to kidnap him or the baby or Meghan. Like, how you cannot make me believe this was not all on purpose. Like, oh no, we're just going separate, but you would leave your son, his wife, and their baby unprotected, just in the world that anyone could do anything to them, and you're okay with sleeping at night? We actually end up finding out that the family had financially cut off Harry, and the only reason why he's been able to leave the country is because of an inheritance left to him by his mother, Princess Diana. It seems that like she kind of had an inkling that this would happen, which shouts to her. Okay, she saw what was happening to her and she was like, y'all not gonna do this to my kid. So she put away money for him. So shout out to her for like, even in death, being here and protecting her son and his wife and their children. And it's just like, honestly, I get it, because she saw how they were treating her. They hated her for being liked. It's jealousy and bitterness. We kind of hit the portion of the interview where Meghan talks about her mental health during that time, and she speaks on very much so wanting to end her life, and that she asked to go, seek help, and the royal family told her no. They, those people are evil. Truly fucking evil. Because she's begging for help, and they're just like, you'll be fine. I feel so bad for her. And then another thing that spun from this interview was especially the like Daily Mail and media like that were just basically like making fun of her and her mental health issue. People on Twitter were too, like treating her mental health as like a fucking joke. Y'all are evil people, not seeing the pearly gates. Hell is hot. I hope y'all know that shit. No, because I just don't understand how you watch a mother, someone who is now a mother who is having another child, talk about how she was breaking down, and you have no sympathy? None. I saw people calling this interview like a whine fest, and I'm just like, what is it like to just be completely and utterly dead on the inside? Deceased people just explaining what was happening and their side of the story. Because the thing is, the British media had every opportunity to drag this family through the fucking mud. But when they want to speak their piece, oh, you're being whiny, but everyone else can speak for them. But they can't speak for themselves. Can I just say, I didn't like how surprised Oprah looked during certain parts of this like interview. Like, she was surprised that the British family was being racist, and I was just like, Oprah, you're not 12. You're a fully grown woman. Why is racism surprising you? Also, like, Harry saying he was ashamed to ask his family to help Meghan because of, like, mental health stigmas, and I'm just like, your wife wants to kill herself, please get her some fucking help. Who cares about stigma when it means you could lose your wife? I side-eyed him for that shit. But on like happier, brighter news, they will be introducing a beautiful little girl this summer. So I'm excited for them. Can't wait to meet, the little girl. I know she's gonna be so cute. So while I'm like filming this video, the GMA actually released an article with statements from the Queen about Meghan and Harry's interview. So it says the whole family is saddened to learn the full extent of how challenging the last few years have been for Meghan and Harry. Buckingham Palace said in a statement released on behalf of the Queen, the issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some recollections may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately. Harry, Meghan, and Archie will always be much-loved family members, the statement reads. So, I'm sorry. To say that some recollections may vary is so fucking shady. To be like, well, like, we some shit happened, but, like, it ain't happened like that, though. It's just like, are you... I'm sorry. That's funny to me. But Meghan and Harry did say throughout the whole interview that, like, these issues that they have with the family did not directly come from the Queen. That, like, the Queen was the one that was the most, like, open and most loving and nice towards Meghan, and it's the other family that really was the issue. So I guess her statement means a lot for herself, but like, again, you didn't know how challenging it was, that every single day there's another gross and disgusting article like dragging the fuck out of Meghan. Y'all were lost and confused about that what that could possibly do to someone's mental health. You were confused. You're shocked. You were confused. That feels very like disingenuous in my opinion. So next, I want to talk about what happened with Burger King yesterday. So yesterday was International Women's Day. I didn't post any videos Monday or Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Woo, child. Not me not knowing days of the week. But I just didn't feel like posting anything on Monday, so I didn't. I just sat back, lived my life. And So what Burger King did was nothing new, nothing different. They did outrage marketing. But I'm going to talk about how interesting this outrage marketing is compared to everything else in a second. So, Burger King gets on their Twitter, and their first tweet was, all women belong in the kitchen. Followed up by, if they want to, and then went to this whole thing about how only 20% of chefs are actually women, and that they're making like a scholarship for like Burger King chefs. That part is kind of like the unimportant part, because everyone only saw the all women belong in the kitchen tweet, and it did crazy numbers. Also, like, some of the other tweets came like hours later. So, like, again, this is all on purpose. This is all outrage marketing. And, like, of course, Burger King was getting dragged on the timeline. I like a good Burger King slander. Burger King is gross and disgusting. Don't eat there. Please don't. Please don't do that to yourselves. Now, I feel like they raised a great conversation about how things, because I think it's really important to note that things are women's work until it's time to pay people. And then those industries are saturated by men. Because cooking is something that's viewed as women's work. All women are supposed to stay home and cook, but the vast majority of chefs are men. So that's a very interesting and great conversation to bring up. But it being like used for outrage marketing is so gross and so nasty. So before we really get into the meat of this video, let's talk about what is outrage marketing. So outrage marketing is a type of advertising that deliberately rather than inadvertently startles and offends its audience by violating norms for social values and personal ideals. Usually it's towards protected communities, whether it is Black people, LGBTQ plus community, as well as women. And today, Burger King decided to take a stab at women. Usually it's Black people that get attacked in these type of marketing schemes, but today Burger King was like, we finna attack the women. Now, the reason why like the Burger King situation is so interesting to me is normally when brands are doing this, these are brands that have things people want. Like whether it's a Nike, whether it's Chick-fil-A, whether it's a Papa John's, they have something that people want. Don't nobody want Burger King. So it kind of feels useless doing something like this, because I really doubt this is going to drive up sales that much. Because nobody likes Burger King. And in their top 5 places to go eat, ain't nobody going to Burger King. And you tell me you with a group of your friends and you're like, yo, I'm hungry, we're trying to go eat, and somebody mentions Burger King, y'all not looking at that nigga sideways? Like, who the fuck invited this nigga? Like, why would you ask for that? So, like, in every other case, I can see how, like, outrage marketing does a net positive for so many other brands, but I can't see this doing much for Burger King because the food itself is gross. Everywhere else that does, usually places that do outrage marketing, there's places where you're like, yeah, they problematic, but like the food good, the clothes are nice, going there is fun. Burger King don't got that. Like, okay, I usually base food places on like how good their chicken sandwiches are, because I feel like it is almost virtually impossible to make a bad chicken sandwich unless you're trying. And Burger King's chicken sandwich is absolutely boo-boo butt cheeks disgusting. I've never had something so gross and so nasty. And I've eaten a lot of chicken sandwiches because I'm a chicken sandwich type of person. Burgers or stuff I get from like very specific places, like actual like restaurants where they cook beef and I'm aware that it's beef. But I'm not eating no beef from fucking Burger King. So like, their chicken sandwiches are putrid. So I know their food is terrible across the board. Nobody's favorite food place is Burger King. And if it is, please seek help. Please. Because that shit is nasty. Okay. Next topic. Lil Nas X versus 6ix9ine. I'm only talking about this because I want to talk about something else. But I'm using this so I can talk about what I want to talk about. Does that make sense? It makes sense. So, last week, I think fucking academic had posted this post about like COVID testing being done up the butt or some dumb nigga shit. And then 6ix9ine gonna comment, something about Lil Nas X. Again, this is unimportant because I have a real topic that I want to talk about. And then Lil Nas had posted DMs from Tekashi to him being like, "This you," and stuff like that. Okay, so what I want to talk about really is seeing people tweeting about the fact that he's ruining his bag with DL niggas and yada yada yada. So, if you're unaware, I'm queer, I'm bisexual, and as a bisexual person in the, you know, the LGBTQ plus community, I find it so interesting the aversion to openly bisexual people by gay men, lesbian women alike. But y'all will hound like DL dudes and like straight women. Like, it is so crazy to me how y'all really do go out your ways to not interact and not want to be in relationships with openly bisexual people, but then will waste your time on straight people. Like, he's not gonna leave his girlfriend, she's not gonna leave his boyfriend, but the idea of dating an openly bisexual person is a problem, it's an issue. Like, I'm talking about y'all invest in DL people. Like, and it's so crazy to me because, again, bisexual people are no-go. They're greedy. Whatever weird and gross, like, misconceptions y'all have about bisexual people, you know, they're a complete no-go. But again, straight people, like, I know, because it's like the notion that like all bisexual people like will cheat on you, they'll leave you for the opposite gender, but I'm like, you're not worried about that from a straight person, a person who's just using you for the curiosity but don't, like, you know what I mean? Because it's like you fought tooth and nail to get off the closet just to go back in it for somebody that's never going to publicly claim you. Is that not counterproductive to you? But again, the issue at hand is bisexual people. Bisexual people are greedy. Bisexual people, blah, 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 whether lies and misconceptions, but will wholeheartedly waste your time on a hetero. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, because Lil Nas is not ruining his bag with DL niggas. You should not strive to mess with DL niggas. Release yourselves from the shackles of DLs. Please. Because it's sad. It's truly sad at this point that you ducking and hiding from people so they don't see y'all together. This nigga rude to you in public. You know, talk shit about you with his friends because he gotta look straight. When you could just simply, again, but bisexual people are not an option. But people deep in the closet living with like hatred for their own types of people is perfectly acceptable and are willing candidates to date. I don't know how many times I can say make it make sense for y'all to try to make it make sense to me. I might get some heat for this in the comments, but I truly don't care because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of living my life and having people be like, "Oh, you're bi." I don't really like date bi. Like, what? Now, I will admit, the bi girls on social media, and social media I mean like Tinder and shit like that, they're not really bi. The girls that say they're bi but then they want you to meet their boyfriend, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about actual real bi women and not women who are bi to please their boyfriends. Those are two separate people. Please do not put us in one. No, because I ain't doing that with they ugly ass boyfriends. That's not me. That's the life I'm living. But just like genuinely women that like women and men, hard ass time. Again, men who date women and men, they get a hard ass fucking time. But we are chasing DL niggas. And that's pretty much it. I'm done. I just needed to get that. I had a little rant on my spirit. Had to get that out there real quick. Yeah, I'm done. I ain't doing this no more with y'all. So, like, what did y'all think about the whole, like, Meghan situation? Meghan and Harry situation. I won't call him Harry Styles. I am so sorry. What do you guys feel about the Burger King situation and how, like, this outrage marketing might not work in their favor? And how y'all feel about the whole DL situation? What y'all, my queer, you know, subscribers, where's your stance on this? Because I have my personal feelings because I've been burned. You know, I have people stop talking to me because of that. Like, how do y'all feel about it? And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This video was a little bit different than normal just because these are things that, like, I want to talk about, but I really didn't want to make 3 separate videos because I have a whole another idea for another video I want to do and film tomorrow. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any ideas for any videos that you want me to do, or you have like anything you want me to talk about, the best place to hit me up is on my Twitter. Links to that will be in my description box below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, you know, the whole deal. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.